Okay, hi there everybody. So I'm going to show you how to do a repair on a Canon 50mm 1.2 lens. This lens has a very common problem where the front comes very loose, as we can see here, and it's actually something's obviously broken inside. Now it's quite expensive to send this in and get it fixed, but it's actually quite an easy repair. So I'm going to show you what to do. The first thing you need to do is order the part. So you're going to call Canon and get the part here, and here we can see, bring this a little bit closer, this is the package for the part. Okay, and I've highlighted the code there, YG22385-020, and that's the name of the part that you want to refer to as the barrel assembly filter. Now in Canada that part is about $52, and I've just ordered that straight from Canon, and certainly that's will be a lot less expensive than if we sent the lens in for repair, which could get very expensive. So it's a very easy repair. I'm going to show you exactly what to do. This is the part that breaks here. It's actually I'll show you. It's these little tiny bits of plastic that actually get broken. Now I did notice that this part is actually a new part number. It used to be 010, this is 020. It may be a different edition where they've strengthened the plastic, I'm not sure. That would be nice if they do. So we're going to start by removing the focusing band. Okay, and that's this piece of rubber here. So you just want to kind of get under there and just kind of pull that off like that. Okay, now underneath you'll see this thing here. I'm going to bring this a little bit closer. Let's just focus in on that. Okay, so we can see that if we spin this around here, you can see these little holes here. And what we actually want to do is that little hole there, we want to line it up with the screws. Okay, so I don't know if you can see that there. We got a little screw in there. Let me try and focus in on that a little bit. See a little silver screw in there. Okay, it's a little star head thing. So I'm going to go ahead and remove those 3 screws. Okay. Now what I like to do, actually sorry, you know what, that wasn't the screw. That's the screw there, little silver thing. Okay, so what I like to do with these 3 of them, so I take my little screwdriver, and I've got a little piece of this blue tack. It's like sticky stuff for putting posters on the wall. And I'm going to actually put that just a tiny bit right on the end of my screwdriver. Okay, and then what it'll do, it'll kind of stick to that screw so we don't lose it. They're very, very tiny. Okay, and then I'm going to simply put that in. Take that out. If you have a magnetized screwdriver, it doesn't really have to worry about that because it should stick to it. There's one. You can see how tiny these screws are. They're very, very small. Once you line up the screw holes, if you line up one, you kind of line them all up. Okay, just adjust that a little bit. And then the third one here. So if any of you have had this lens for a while and it gets some heavy use, you'll be very familiar with this problem. It's very annoying for such an expensive lens. Okay, so once you've got those undone, we're basically going to gently remove the collar, just like that. Okay, and what we've got right now is we've got a couple of different pieces. That is the focusing band. We've got the inside piece, which is this piece here. Okay, and you can see this has got some sticky tape. Now, I ordered some replacement sticky tape for this one, and it's supposed to come in a set of 3 from Canon, but they've of course sent me 1 piece, which is kind of frustrating. But it's not a critical piece for the repair. I think it costs about $2 to get. It's not really a big deal. We can see how that kind of sits in there. Okay, so the new piece, we're basically going to, I believe you can put this back on. Let's put that back on, and then this is the new piece here. So you can kind of figure out exactly where it fits here. It'll kind of slot into place. And then we want to look for our screw holes, which are right there. Okay, hopefully you can all see that. So there's a screw hole, and it's not actually quite sitting right. There we go. So you can kind of rotate it so it's seated. Okay, and there we can see, in there you should see the little screw hole. Now you want to look all the way around and actually make sure that that piece is seated properly onto the front of the lens, which in this case it is. Now, because I've got my little sticky stuff on here, I'm going to stick that back on there like that. And I'm going to insert that back into the lens and tighten that down. Okay, and just go through one by one here, get them all done. And you notice I've left this piece out. That can go in right at the end, I believe. Let me double check that before I put all my screws in here. I've done this before, but yeah, so that'll just go in like that. So, but I am going to replace the sticky stuff on mine. I think that's kind of optional. I don't think it's really critical. So I've done that screw there, so I'm going to go to the next one here. Okay. And I have to be quite careful. I've got a habit of over tightening things and breaking them. So on these delicate little screws, you definitely don't want to do that. So there we go. Okay, so I can check that before we go. I can flip that over to manual. You can see it's good. It's nice and solid now. Nothing's moving. It's all back to normal. Okay, and I can go ahead and slip that ring back on, just like that. There we go, fully repaired. Very easy. Save you a few $100 on a repair. It's a very, very simple repair. The tricky thing is just getting that part, and once you've got the part, that's it. You've got it, and it's all ready to get broken again. Great, thanks for watching. Just before we finish off here, I thought I'd just show you the actual broken part, so you can see what breaks on this lens. You can see these little pieces here. You can see right there. Actually, let's focus in a little bit closer on that one. There we go. So you can see how they snap. They actually break through, and I think this one's broken in a few different places. It seems to me that the common way they break, there's another one there. You can see it's broken there. And it seems that the common way that these break on these lenses is by grabbing the hood. So it's not the most pretty thing, but what I've actually done is put a yellow stripe around the hood. And it's basically a reminder to myself not to grab this when I grab the lens, because that's how they break. So yeah, you gotta be real careful about that. I'd say it's definitely a design defect though. But who knows? Hopefully this new part has made it better. Thanks again.